Hi Sagittarius, welcome to Spirit Mail. We would normally be doing a love reading this week, but I feel called to do a different kind of reading, and we're calling it Reset with Spirit. I did it for our daily mail community, and I felt Spirit was calling me to do it for each of the zodiac groups individually because of this time that we're walking through. So God, guides, angels, archangels, and Holy Spirit, I thank you so much for our friends born under the sign of Sagittarius. Show us clearly as it relates to resetting with you. Show us clearly the energies that will most benefit us, or the energy that will most benefit us. We thank you for clear and concise messages. We thank you for love, light, and prosperity. And we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. I'm going to pull your first card from Return of Spirit by Cheryl Lee Hornish. And it is a new deck, or one that I haven't used, so I don't really know it. So I'll be reading from the book. But I'm going to pull an initial card, and then I'm going to pull 3 clarifiers from the tarot. So yours is contact. That just absolutely blows my mind because I feel like Spirit has been trying to make contact with you for quite a while, Sagittarius. And I see right here, right in the center, right in the center, there's a little, it's like, wow. It's like right in the center, there's this little light, this little burst of light. And for me, the center of us as a being is our heart. That's our heart space, right? And it's like they are trying to penetrate that little hole to get into your heart, to open you up, because look at all of this protection you have around you, right? This that you personally have around your heart. Blue for me symbolizes trust and comfort, right? So it's like you have taken these shields, and I have no clue what this book says, but I'm telling you what I'm seeing. You have taken these shields and absolutely covered your heart so that you could be indestructible, so that you could make it through this world. You could do what you needed to do and not be affected, right? And there's that man in the window again who's thinking, man, I did it all right. I did everything right, and I'm empty. And Spirit's saying, because we can't contact you. You know, you're empty because you've got this closed off. This is amazing to me. Okay, so let's see what the book says. Contact. Okay. Life's great synchronicities and the alignment of fateful events is very dependent on our contact and connections with other people. You have drawn this card today because it's important for you to make contact with someone in particular in your life. This one-on-one communication could be by phone, email, text message, or in person. In whatever way that contact happens, it's important that you reach out. Sometimes we resist or procrastinate doing the very things that will help us to move along our path. The contact card is asking that you look at whatever resistance you may have and gently push yourself forward to do what needs to be done. Perhaps you need to contact someone and deal with an emotional issue you would rather avoid. Maybe you have neglected speaking with a family member, a loved one, or a friend. Do you need to get past your fear of making a business call? Spirit's asking you to be brave and make contact with a certain individual. The stagnant energy that is being held through your resistance needs to be released and cleared. This will help to aid in the flow of new energy, healing, empowerment, and manifestation in your life. Energetically, you will be free to set up and align the next step of your journey. This card can also indicate that there is a very important person coming along in your life with whom you're about to connect. Be present within yourself when meeting anyone new over the next week or two. Be mindful of the energy surrounding anyone that you connect with, especially if it's unexpected or synchronistic, as this person could be playing an important role in your future. Okay, so this particular book is not talking about Spirit And I read Spirit. This is Spirit trying to get through, probably based on the readings that I've had with you guys. But it could also have to do with a person who has hurt you, has mistreated you, or whatever. Somebody that you're just not wanting to have to deal with. And this blue is, again, your protection from that type of emotional connection. So we're going to see what the tarot has to say. This is the Dreamer's Journal, I think is what it's called, tarot, by Barbara Moore, I think. Don't quote me on that, and I don't have the box, so I apologize. I have it. It's just put up. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, I thank you so much for our friends born under the sign of Sagittarius. Please show us clearly what is this contact about? We thank you for clear and concise messages. We thank you for love, light, and prosperity. And we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Show us clearly, navigate for us, what is this contact about in resetting, being able to reset for Sagittarius. We thank you for clear and concise messages. We thank you for love, light, and prosperity. And we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. Okay, guys, ready? Wow, the first thing out is the Ten of Swords, guys. Then we have the Knight of Pentacles. And then we have the Star. Okay. Spirit saying they're acknowledging that things have not worked out the way that you've wanted them to. They're acknowledging that people have hurt you, or a person has hurt you, or whatever. They're acknowledging that. But they're also acknowledging that you've allowed it, right, to keep you pushed down. One of the things that this book said is that whenever we release that energy, whenever we make that contact, it releases that energy and opens us up to move forward in our journey. When we're staying in this particular energy, focused on the hurt, focused on the resentment, and listen, that can be towards Spirit himself, right? When we're focused on that, or herself, or itself, whatever it is you want to call it, but when we're focused on that and holding on to that, it lays us down. We cannot move forward. And Spirit's saying, guys, look, this is the Knight of Pentacles. It is the slowest moving knight in the deck. Normally what I would say is, be patient. This is going to be a journey. It's going to step by step move you into the direction you want to go, but it's not going to be overnight. And at the end of it all, it's going to be something very long lasting that you're going to have in your hands. But whenever I look that way, what they were telling me is they have been walking this journey with you slowly, patiently, waiting for you to lay this down. They've been walking it with you slowly, the slowest moving knight in the deck. They have not left. They're carrying this pentacle of this new life that you want to have in your experience, and they're slowly walking beside you, waiting for you to put this down. And you know what? I might get some flack from this. Some people might say, Cheryl, you're putting too much pressure on us as individuals, or on people as individuals. Guys, I have to tell you what they're saying, and I don't have a choice about that. But there's no shame and there's no blame to put outside of ourselves. And I'm including myself. I'm not Sagittarius, but I'm including myself in this message, because I can tend to do this too. Whenever we hold on to the negative stuff, it interrupts our movement forward. So Spirit is saying we are slowly walking with you. We have not left. You are our guide. As you decide to lay down and not move forward, we sit silently by your side waiting for you to say, okay, let's go. And then we're ready. As you take each one of these swords, this is the end of a cycle. They've been saying this for a while. They're ready for you to put this down. So as you take that and lay those swords down, they're still right there. They're ready to start moving forward with you, and they will take it step by step at your direction. And look, this is where they're taking you to. This is the star, right? The star is it's the same card as it's the same card as the star card. But what I'm seeing is the in the good tarot, I think it is, the star card is where they realize their value, right? They realize their value and they decide they are worth, no matter what has happened. Sagittarius, no matter what has happened in the past is over. They know that in the now they are worth taking these swords out, laying them down, allowing themselves to move forward, knowing that spirit will walk next to them. And then on the other side of that, this energy is transmuted. Whenever we let that stuff go, it opens up and releases the energy for us to move forward. So the energy is transmuted and we live the blessed life that we came here to live. We have I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's definitely blessed, because even in the times of trial and tribulation, we realize that nobody's picking on us. It's, like right now, not one of us is being picked on individually. Sometimes it's the collective energies of others that causes things to happen in a space, in an area. So this is where you realize and you transmute that energy within yourself and release yourself to move forward into the life that you came here to live in the beginning. And it starts with contact. And if there's somebody that you cannot literally contact because they're no longer physically here, then I suggest contact them, write a letter, contact them, speak to them, make some kind of contact with them, and release that. And if it's spirit, make contact with them and release it. Neil Donald Walsh wrote a letter, an angry letter to God, and God finally said, are you asking because you want answers, or are you asking just because you want to vent? We have to ask ourselves that question. Are we asking because we want to know, and then once we know, we can take the action to do something about it? Or are we asking just because we want to vent? We have to ask ourselves that question. Okay, so let's find out, what is the PS? God, guides, angels, archangels, and Holy Spirit, I thank you so very much for my friends born into the sign of Sagittarius. Show us clearly, what is your PS? What is the PS for Sagittarius as it relates to this message and to this reset? We thank you for clear and concise messages. We thank you for love, light, and prosperity. And we thank you for clarification, confirmation, and validation. PS. It's where we meet us, right? This is where the Spirit's saying, I created you male and female. You have everything within you. You can live in your head, right? You can live in your head, be the taskmaster, go do the right thing, cover this up, and just get out there and robotically walk through life. Or you can be the nurturer who goes out and takes care of everybody and never ever worries about herself and all that stuff, and she's constantly doing for others and being creative about how she helps others and all that stuff. Or you can meet yourself and know that you have the ability to do both. You can not only go out there and take care of business, but you can take care of yourself too. And you know that when you take care of yourself first and you allow that vulnerability, remember right here I talked about this, like you've got all of this blocked off, all of that is a shield because you're not trusting what's out there. So this has been blocked off inside of you is how I feel, right? So right now I'm working with somebody who is we're kind of working with each other at the moment. I'm helping her and she's helping me, and she said, I feel blocked from my heart down. That's all that feminine energy from the heart down, I feel like. Except for maybe the root's a little bit of both, but it's like where we block ourselves off. We block off our ability to feel and our ability to receive and all that other kind of stuff. So it's like when this card right here is saying, whenever we can allow ourselves to meet us, to walk in the fullness of who we are, then we can start letting these things go. The masculine energy is the warrior. He's going to protect. He's going to hold those shields up so that he doesn't get stabbed in the heart, because he knows that if he, I'm seeing two men jousting, right? But with horses or whatever. And so the biggest shield is right here, because if that rod or that stick goes through the heart, the man's out. He's dead, right? So it's like that's the energy you've been walking in, total masculine energy as far as life goes, and as far as who you allow in and how you allow people to affect you, right? This has been totally shut down, and so you're feeling like you've been taken advantage of, you've been stabbed or whatever. So it's time for her to rise up within you and nurture yourself back to who you came here to be, working together, the feminine and the masculine working together within you. And then the other part of the PS is the Six of Pentacles, and it's under the Knight of Pentacles. Guys, this is not, Spirit's saying, this is not where where you do and Spirit never shows up. They're showing up. They're showing up, but they can only show up in the way that we allow them to show up in our lives. But working with Spirit is about equal give and take. Sorry. With them and with ourselves, right? It's about balance within us. We can't walk in with this shield of protection over us, never allowing anything in to hurt us, thinking that that we're on our own. And when we get hurt, because we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, and we do get hurt, we can't lay down and say, "Oh, Spirit's picking on me." No. Life is about that. There's ebbs and flows. We experience lows and we experience highs if we allow ourselves. And then under the star, we have this card right here, where I feel like Sagittarius, they're saying you feel trapped. You feel like you have been taken captive. You're feeling like this has not been beneficial for you. This experience, this whole experience, whatever that is for you, hasn't been beneficial, and that attitude will keep you from experiencing this. Okay, guys, that's your reading. Y'all go out and have a super duper day. Bye.